What's up, guys? So as most of you know by now, if not everybody, Madden 20 has introduced a new mode, Superstar KO, which basically seems to be the exact same premise as Mud Draft. You draft your team in play bulk all at once, and then you draft a few players, and then you just start playing. Now right here, I decided to go with the Florida Keys team just because I'm from Florida. That's it. There was really no research into this. I just purely picked it just because I'm biased for Florida. That's about it, and I did not regret picking it. Now it's very interesting because this whole concept of this mode, you pick 3 superstar players right away who automatically all come up with their superstar abilities immediately. It's overtime rules. You get one drive, your opponent gets one drive, and that's it. These games are over relatively quickly. And also, you don't get an entire playbook. You get a few plays here and there, and that's it. There's not a lot of variety there, which makes it even more interesting, to see like who's really good at making a certain play work for them. It really makes you depend on skill, not so much, cheesiness and whatnot. But I do want to start off by saying I actually have finished all, because if you get to 10,000 XP, you do get the 83 overall Odell Beckham, and I'm gonna talk more about that later. But I do want to let you guys know I actually did play enough games and get enough XP, and I actually did obtain the Odell Beckham, which I'll show you at the end of the video. But I'm going to show you a few clips from some of those games right here and show you and tell you how I felt about it. Now, like I said, I had no idea what the game was going to be like, going into it. I had no idea what the rules were, so on and so forth. So you can imagine my surprise when I'm like, going through my playbook and noticing how small it is and what few choices I have and the rules and whatnot. But I picked it up relatively quickly, and I was surprised. I was winning game after game. I think I played, how many did I play? Maybe like 11 games, I think 12 or 11 games, and I've only lost one. And to me, I was fairly impressed with myself that I was able to win that many games so quickly. Now as far as what I like about it, let's start with the fact that it's, like I said, it's overtime rules based. So you get one drive, they get one drive, and that's it. Now of course, if you both score, then it becomes, sudden death type of thing, first person score a touchdown and whatnot. But I do like that these games do not take that long, and also it is a knockout mode. So if you win, the 3 players that you drafted, you get to keep them and then add a 4th player the very next game, which is what I was able to do. And if you win that game, then you get to add a 5th player and so on and so forth. But I think it maxed out at 6. Like once I got 6 players on my team, then I was it had to start all over again, which is fine with me. I said, having that many superstars on your team is great and everything. But here's the thing. Here's what I noticed. And to no surprise, if you get 3 superstars on your team, like when you start, it's gonna match you up with someone who's gonna have 3 players on the team or whatnot. And if you get 4 on your team, it's gonna match you up with someone who also has 4, so on and so forth. So what I've noticed is when you start winning consecutive games, like when you get 5 players in your team, 6 players, you're gonna be matched up with players who also have 5 or 6 players in the team, which means that those games will be tougher and tougher. Which I know it's not like oh my god, that's so mind blowing. I get it. I know. I'm sure most of you guys realize that, but I can definitely say as you start climbing the ranks higher and higher and start playing with people who also have that many players on their team, you're gonna be, it's not gonna be as easy. Because I did notice my first couple of games were relatively easy. It seemed like my opponents didn't really know what they were doing that much, but once you climb the ladder, it was definitely a different experience. And also, just because you have the X Factor doesn't mean that you have to lean on them. I was scoring touchdowns and winning games with people who weren't even X Factors. Just basic players. I was like this one right here. I think that was Will Fuller, scored a touchdown and whatnot. If I had any type of advice to give you on offense, I would say you got to get a mobile quarterback. I know Drew Brees, all these guys, good quarterbacks, but you gotta have a mobile quarterback because it's such a short amount of time. You need every weapon available as possible. Get a good mobile quarterback. Even Patrick Mahomes, I thought he'd be somewhat slow, but when I got him on my team, I ran with him. He actually did pretty good. So Patrick Mahomes, Russell Wilson, these guys have great speed to get them. Minimum, I recommend getting at least one decent receiver. I honestly feel you can get away without the running back, but that's just me. If you want to run the ball, go for it. But I feel you can get away without running with the ball in this mode right here. And on the defensive side, I feel, just load up on defensive ends and linebackers. I feel you can get away without corners. That's, once again, just my opinion, but that's just me. But anyways, this right here is the card that you get the reward once you hit 10,000 experience, the 83 overall Odell Beckham. And honestly, overall, I'm disappointed. this is not a great card. I mean, I get it, you know, it's the first reward you get, 10,000 experience. I'm sure the rewards down the road will be better, but this particular one, nothing. And the worst part is you can't upgrade them, you can't add them to set, you can't sell them. You can only quick sell them, which is what I did do. I quick sold them real quick because I had no use for them. There's nothing else you can do with it. I wish the rewards were at packs, or like I said, a better player in general. But anyways, guys, that's just my opinion. Let me know what you think of the new mode. Tell me how you feel about it. I'll see you boys later. Peace.